This is going to be one of my most difficult videos. I'm not breaking up with you, but science, we need to talk. Science, we need to talk. You've become boring. People are less and less interested in what you have to say. You're magical. You've always been magical. We've had this relationship for years. What fun we used to have frolicking in the woods and taking a look at the mathematical relationship between leaves and honeycombs. Wasn't that wonderful? Have you forgotten? But you've become more distant. You seem to be losing ground to crazy ideas like spirituality and people are building life-size Noah's Ark in Kentucky. And creationism how is it making a comeback? It's the dumbest thing in the world. But I blame you. I blame you because you're not going out there and showing just how exciting and beautiful you are. I know part of the problem is that the fundamentals have gotten boring. You've been teaching them for decades, centuries, and they're just not as interesting as the shiny new things. And what about the Edmund Scientific Catalog? We used to order all sorts of things from it. What about the cloud chamber? So we could watch cosmic radiation in action. Remember that night when we put the dry ice into the cosmic chamber and I took out that radium source and plugged it in and the condensated vapor was rising and we saw the vapor trails of beta and alpha particles hitting each other, creating circles and paths all the way through the vapors. The ionization was wonderful. Remember the ionization, science? You've made mistakes. You told everybody that science was infallible. Or at least you made people think that. And then you had mistakes like the British magazine, The Lancet, published Dr. Wakefield's bullshit on the harms of vaccinations. How did you do that? Where was the peer review, science? Where was it? You blew it. We thought we had wiped out all these diseases, but you blew it. You blew it. And one of the problems I have with you is that you've just become too complex. We can't see the magic anymore. You take a look at the iPhone and all these digital devices that do magical things, but we don't know how they work. Well, I do, but the regular public doesn't. And why should they? But there's so much science in here. Remember when we used to have record players? Remember when we put the needle on the record and it would magically make sound and we'd take the needle off and it would stop? I mean, how did that happen? And it would make us curious. It made me curious. I wanted to know what the cause and effect was. Why putting the needle on that plastic disc with grooves on it suddenly made music. We used to have a great time, science. I hope it's not over. And it's not me who has to change. You have to bring the magic back. You're the one who has to do it. Yes, I know you have surrogates out there like Neil Degrasse Tyson and Bill Nye the Science Guy trying their best, but he's got a bow tie. No one believes him. How can we fight this wave of idiocy, people who believe that the earth is only 6,000 years old? Where did that come from? Why are they winning? I'm leaving it to you, science. I'll help as much as I can, but I can only do so much. Good luck. I still love you.